Sustainable, renewable management of private native regrowth forests is good for Tasmania's economy and climate change, and it benefits all Tasmanians. One-time National Tree Farmer of the Year, John Lord, knows many landowners are sceptical about venturing into private native forestry.
It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to have another enterprise on your farm, actually. Forestry is great because it's not an annual cycle like cattle and sheep and cropping and what have you. The cycles are much longer. The long-term situation is that those who manage land, in my view, need to understand the value of trees on their farms.
Private native regrowth forestry isn't new, but there is an increased focus on the benefits of trees on farms, says Private Forest Tasmania CEO Penny Wells.
Sustainably managing those forests, you have biodiversity benefits, wildlife benefits, and then the commercial return at the end with harvest. But of course that's never the end. Obviously we promote growing trees into the future, and we end up with all of the carbon benefits of that.
Ian Dickinson runs beef, prime lambs and forestry at Elverton Pastoral in Blessington. He recalls when he realised that the forests at Elverton were an important part of the farm plan.
I had a light bulb moment where forestry is a very valuable asset if it's managed correctly, because it's as good as money in the bank. It has its ups and downs in respect to markets, but it's not as volatile as our other primary products.
Midway Tasmania's operation manager Clint Webb has more than 30 years' experience in the forestry industry and believes more landowners are seeing the value in private native regrowth forestry with flow-on benefits.
With the right processes and regimes that we can get the best dollar value for the grower, and we can enhance the forest and the value for the community. What we're about is if we can get the process right, it's there for the next generation and next generation after that.
Ian Dickinson agrees with the future-focused approach that industry players like Midway have introduced.
We've got an opportunity now to thin in a very careful way, and that's certainly setting our forests up for longevity.
Trust is really important for landowners considering harvesting, something that father and son forest contracting team Robert and Dwayne Kerrison of Arana Enterprises understand well.
So what we're trying to do is make sure that everybody wins enough that they're happy, but no one is clearly above the other person. We all get a fair return on the work that we do, and we all leave behind a quality forest at the end of it. We're thinking hundreds of years from now, it's what can we do with your forest today that can improve the value for your kids and grandkids and great-grandkids as that property stays in the family.
Vince Hurley, director of the Western Junction Sawmill, thinks that now is the perfect time for private landowners to think about native regrowth forest management, and the market is prepared to pay landowners for their quality resource.
I think the private resource in Tas is the sleeping giant. When you combine all of it together, it's a really significant resource. It's a world-scale resource, and it just needs to be managed properly so the landowners know they have a market now for logs, including thinnings and plantation logs, and they have a market in the future for higher value logs that could develop from that. You're having good contractors that look after the private property owners' forests, having good markets for those logs, and having a market for all the product is a really important part of it.
Forestry is in Colin McCulloch's blood. He's the third generation of his family and has worked in the industry for decades. Standing in Midway's new chip mill at Bell Bay, Colin believes it's a significant new opportunity.
We're looking for good quality wood, but we're also looking to improve the forest health on those private estates. We've now got a facility where we can actually offer a real game changer for the private forest owner. The pride in what we do is more about leaving a good job behind.
As the head of Tasmania's independent forestry regulator, Anne Shooter understands that some landowners see the planning and legal processes as a barrier to getting into forestry.
We have forest practices officers who are there to help landowners through the process, but the FPA itself also employs a host of staff, everything from scientists to advisors to compliance officers, who are there to provide advice on how you would prepare your forest practice plan and undertake your operations.
and believes there is a need to continue to improve community education and understanding about the benefits of Tasmania's sustainable and well-regulated forestry industry.
Every forestry operation is supervised, it's monitored, and the standards are enforced. So there is a huge amount of regulation that happens in forestry in Tasmania.
Penny Wells says that private native regrowth forest owners are well placed to be part of the solution to climate change through active forest management.
With the focus on climate-friendly solutions, environmentally friendly solutions, timber, wood, fibre from forests are a far more sustainable and renewable resource than the non-renewable petrochemicals and in comparison with concrete and steel, for example.
Tasmania is one of the best places in the world to manage forests for sustainable and profitable outcomes. To learn more about your options for renewable native regrowth forest management, contact the team at Private Forests Tasmania.